Welcome to a new video in international economics. We are just moving on to a new second module, which is the trade theory, international trade theories. And before beginning international trade theories, we have mercantilist view on trade. We want to look at the approach of mercantilists on international trade. Mercantilism is in fact a school of thought prevailed in Europe, especially in England and France during 16th, 17th and 18th century, and this is in fact this is known as mercantilism. Mercantilism was in fact a national economic policy, as they stood for the maximization of trade, maximization of wealth, maximization of power of the nation, of their own nation, even at the cost of other nations. They just want to maximize the wealth of their own nation by maximizing the trade and by maximizing the gold and silver. This is desirable. This can be done even at the cost of other nations. That is why they are called the national mercantilists, are called the extreme nationalists. So before getting into the policy, before getting into the content, we just have a look at the mercantilist theories, or we say economists, or mercantilist theories or writers. The famous one is Thomas Mann, followed by Giovanni Botera, Antonio Serra, Jean Bodin, Colbert and James Stewart. They are the economists from Europe, especially from England and France, who lived during a 16th, 17th and 18th centuries. They are called the noted mercantilist in the mercantilist era. Mercantilism is in fact, as I said, is in fact a school of thought prevailed in Europe even before the emergence of classical economists. These are the major works of mercantilists. First one is Treasure by Foreign Trade, authored by Thomas Mann, published in 1664. This is called the Manifesto of Mercantilism, and this is an important work of mercantilists, from which we can we can understand the policies of mercantilists regarding international trade. Another one is Principles of Political Economy, authored by James Stewart in 1767. This is in fact the last major work of the mercantilist theorists. And now we want to look at the view of mercantilists on trade. This is the approach of mercantilists towards international trade, and they stood for accumulation of gold and silver, as they believed that this is the way in which the wealth of nations can be maximized, and they believed that the world's wealth is static, it cannot be increased, it is not going to be increasing. So they want to maximize, so they want to accumulate as much wealth as possible. This is as the wealth is static, this is possible at the cost of other nations only. So they are in favor of maximizing the wealth of nations through accumulating gold and silver in a nation. This is possible only at the cost of other nations. So they did not consider that cost. They just want to maximize the wealth of their own nation. That is why they are called the extreme nationalist. This is also possible. Maximizing wealth can be possible through export, maximum export and minimum import. This is their policy. Follow maximum export and minimum import policy. This is the policy not suggested by mercantilists for all nations. This is the policy suggested by the mercantilists for their own nation. Remind you, this is limited to a number of couple of European nations, especially in England and United Kingdom. Their aim was to make their state a strong one. Since they wanted to maximize the wealth and power of the nation, This can be done through exporting commodities as much as possible and accumulating gold and silver as much as possible. Gold and silver are considered to be the symbol of wealth accumulation. They want to maximize the gold and silver accumulation. This is done through importing gold and silver. They suggested importing of gold and silver to make their state strong one, but they were not in favor of importing all commodities. They just argued for the import of only gold and silver, and they stood for the export of all commodities as much as possible. They believed that nation's wealth, nation's power can be increased by exporting as much commodities as possible, but they suggested banning the export of gold and silver. They were not in favor of exporting gold and silver, as gold and silver depletion will reduce the power of nation, as it is considered as a symbol of wealth. So in short, mercantilists supported favorable balance of trade, or they want to have some surplus in their international trade. They don't want to have some deficit. They don't want to have some neutral international trade. They want to make their trade profitable, and they want to earn as much as possible through export, and they don't want to lose anything from import. If any commodity is going to be imported, that commodity must be gold and silver, as it contributes as it accumulates wealth creation. We quickly look at the policies of mercantilists on international trade. They suggested high tariffs on the import of manufactured commodity, as they want to block the import of commodities, and they suggested to produce the commodities domestically and maximize the export as much as possible. And they want to compel their colonies of England and France to trade with their own nation. Remind you, India was a colony of England, and we compelled to export our raw materials to England, and we bought back the finished commodities from England. This is due to the colonization, and this is the result of mercantilist policy, mercantilist arguments in that period. And they want to monopolize the markets in the staple ports, and they want to dominate the ports. They want to trade the commodities only in their own ship. They don't want to give up the advantage or money for paying the foreign ships. And they want to ban the export of gold and silver, as its depletion will reduce the wealth of nations. So for maximizing the export of nations, they want to maximize the subsidy. They suggested the governments to provide subsidies for the export sector, and they want to promote the manufacturing industry, industrial sector commonly through direct subsidies and research. They want to limit the wages for the in these industries, as industries need to be profitable. This is in fact a regressive policy, as limiting the wages. How does limiting the wages will contribute to the economic development? This is the regressive policy of the mercantilist, and they want to maximize use of domestic resources, and use of foreign resources are not suggested by mercantilist, and they want to restrict the domestic consumption as well through non-tariff barriers to international trade. Its external impact is very clear. This is mercantilism is a root cause for the growth of imperialism in the world. Remind you, India became a colony of England, and we started trade with England maximum. We exported commodities, raw materials to England at a cheaper price, and we were compelled to buy the finished commodities from England at higher price. This is the contradiction. This was a situation at that period, and this was the result of the kind of policy being followed in the world in that period. And this is this is the effort of England and France to accumulate as much wealth as possible. That means imperialism was cherished by mercantilism. So what is wrong with mercantilist policy? There are so many mercantilist policy, whether it is suitable for the current world, and I am requesting you, I am suggesting you to make your review of mercantilist view on trade, and write your points regarding the criticism on mercantilist approach towards trade, so you can easily criticize mercantilist as it is an outdated policy, and I am not giving you the points. You think and write the criticisms of mercantilist view on international trade. Thank you.